You're sad that people are mean? Well, I'm sorry. The world isn't one big liberal arts college campus. Fuck you. You're all pricks.
It's going to be hell on earth. These little incel boys are out of control. They got their MAGA hats on. They are ready. Rape culture is back, baby.
I hit a woman for the first time in my life, and I'm having fun.
Je grave les images de souvenirs lointains, beauté de paysages enflamme mon destin. Les airs d'autrefois déclinaient les saisons, aux innombrables voix ont écrit ma chanson.
Ooh, we are back. Mic check, y'all. You know, in the weeks since President Trump won his re-election, you expect the Democrats to regroup, to huddle up, go over the game tape, maybe cut off some dead weight. I know, hit the treadmill, hit the gym. You know, the typical things people do after suffering a great personal or professional loss, right? They lick their wounds. They try to figure out what went wrong. They go about the business of healing. I think that's actually a very important concept for today. The business of healing. The Democrats seem to be incapable of healing. They're incapable of acknowledging any wrongdoing. And because they refuse to acknowledge any wrongdoing, they can't acknowledge the pain and the wounds that they carry that are directly caused by their own wrongdoing. And so, because they just have wounds that they don't recognize and the wounds continue to fester, they can't heal. And healing is important. We're all going to need to heal. We're all going to need to heal. Well, they're going to need to learn to heal in the weeks and months that are coming, in the years ahead. In the years ahead, healing will be essential to the Democrats' personal, professional, and mental sanity, their political credibility. There's a lot riding on whether or not Democrats will, in fact, be able to heal themselves. And it's not always looking good. It's not looking good.
Mr. President, you won the White House in part because of high inflation. If your tariffs make prices go up.
Excuse me, we haven't asked you to speak yet, please. Right?
Emotional damage. You want something?
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
the squad is canceled. The Trump administration announced that they will redirect the FBI efforts to focus on counterterrorism strategies, specifically as it relates to groups such as Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Marjorie Taylor Greene has also introduced the House Resolution Bill 26. If any of you guys have been following executive orders signed by President Trump, he has also pardoned all those considered as January 6ers. What this means for the squad, there will be a lot of eyes specifically on social justice efforts, progressive policies, and an evaluation through the FBI of their very constituents. If you are following Omar on the Hill right now, they are asking for her citizenship and her deportation. And so the days of the past are no more. It is about to get very interesting. For those of you who are uncomfortable, buckle up, Buttercup.
Oh, really? Y'all talk about taking what to the streets? I hear you Democrat politicians talking about taking something to the street. We got to use violence. Oh, yeah? Y'all want this smoke? Well, come on out into the street because there's a whole bunch of angry taxpayers, baby. And I don't think you got enough bodyguards for us, honey. So you watch what you say. And now y'all want to sing civil rights songs? What side are you on? What side are you on? Really? We ain't on your damn side. We on God's side. Because y'all the devil. Y'all the devil. And how dare y'all talk about violence? The party of love and happiness. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Bring it to the streets. Come on, I dare you. Bring it to the streets. Let's see what happens when you bring it to the streets. Hell out of here. Y'all look like a bunch of damn fools. Shut your ass up.
That is a constitutional crisis.
Causing a constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis.
That this is a genuine constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis.
What crisis the country has faced.
Constitutional crisis.
It's going to be a constitutional crisis. We're heading on into a genuine constitutional crisis.
Witnessing is a constitutional crisis.
We're in a deep constitutional crisis. Trump has been.
Well, I think there are two issues at play. The constitutional crisis. That is a constitutional crisis.
Causing a constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis.
I've been told I have 30 seconds. So I am going to tell you that we do have to, I don't swear in public very well, but we have to fuck Trump.
Yeah. They're so mentally cooked right now. They really don't know what to do. The Democrats are in disarray like never before. I don't think the Democrats have been this discombobulated since we took all their slaves away. How long ago was that? I mean, really, if you think about it, the Democrats haven't really been this down in the dumps since they lost all their slaves. And I get that because, you know, if somebody took all my slaves away, I'd probably feel a little out of it. Like, what kind of world is this, right? And that's where the Democrats are right now. You know how there's that saying, you know, there's a new sheriff in town? There really is a new sheriff in town. There's a whole new vibe shift. Democrats are failing the vibe check left and right, and it's amazing to watch.
Austin City Councilor Tanya Fernandez Anderson is seen being arrested by the FBI. The 45-year-old two-term city councilor for District 7 is facing a 6-count indictment for allegedly receiving cash in a kickback scheme, which involves giving a staff member a large bonus.
That supersized bonus came with a hitch.
That staff member is a family member, according to federal law enforcement. City councilors are not permitted to hire relatives. Fernandez Anderson allegedly lied about it in an email announcing the hire to another city employee, writing, "For the record, blank is not related to me."
Now, I've been commenting on this gender war thing in my own way for quite a while now. And if you guys listen to me, I don't often get right in the middle of, game and how to pick up a woman and who should be sleeping with whom. I really don't care for that level of the discussion, because I've always, since day one of live streaming and content creation, I've always held the belief that the gender war is far more political than it is romantic. And you guys, with your romantic notions and your podcasts where you're going to get to the heart of the matter and convince a woman that you're actually right and all that, you guys are weak, bro. That's not how it's going to work. This is where the power is. And with this Doge fiasco that's going on right now in the government, we've tapped into something that I've long suspected, but I haven't really had the eyes on it. The gender war is a government-sponsored program. Without the government and all of its stolen money that they waste on all these left-wing feminist man-hating agendas, there would be no gender war. Black Girl Magic was paid for by all of our recent presidents. All of our presidents. Black Girl Magic is a government-sponsored program. There is no Black Girl Magic without the white man's tax dollars. Let's put it that way. Let's really put a point on it, right? Black Girl Magic is paid for with the stolen tax dollars of hardworking, straight white men.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
As for the $7,000 kickback, federal authorities say the exchange happened in a bathroom at Boston City Hall.
When they met inside that bathroom, Ms. Fernandez Anderson
taking a white man's money and exchanging the hands in the bathroom. You got to hide in a bathroom. Like, here, take this crack of money before you come catch us. This is what's been going on for years. And I mean years, like back to LBJ years. The entire gender war, feminism, Title IX, whatever program, all these things, everything that they've done to make women equal, it's all been taken from tax money. None of it's organic. None of it's earned. None of it's real. Everything has always been fake and gay for even longer than I've thought. I thought it was just my childhood. My mom's childhood was fake and gay too.
put $7,000 in cash in her pocket.
It's like deja vu all over again. Another Boston City Councilor is accused of embracing a culture of cashing in at the expense of the public good.
Late Boston City Councilor Chuck Turner, who also represented District 7, served 28 months in prison for accepting a bribe and lying to federal agents.
This is not normal. We're not having a normal session. Mr. Speaker, the House is on fire. The House is on fire. There is nothing legal or constitutional that is going on. We have
Now, you know, I wasn't going to let that go by. This was the perfect opportunity. How can I have this clip and not do the thing?
This is not normal. We're not having a normal session. Mr. Speaker, the House is on fire. The House is on fire.
She said the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let this motherfucker burn. Burn, baby, burn. Burn.
There is nothing legal or constitutional that is going on. We have unelected billionaires running the country. And this is not a political grab for power. It's a crime.
The Democrats have turned into a party of older, overweight Black women and their white female allies and that one transgender motherfucker. And all they do is lecture and tell everybody how awful they are. Can you imagine an entire political party excuse me. Can you imagine an entire political party that is basically that auntie that everybody hates and the gay uncle that's not really allowed at most of the family functions? That's what the Democrats are right now. They're the auntie that everybody hates, and they're the uncle that's not really allowed to be alone with young children. That's who the Democrats are. And the thing is, they don't know how to be anything else.
I marched into our Speaker of the House's office to try to meet with the Treasury Secretary to ask them why they were committing crimes, why there was unchecked authority over Treasury data, to stop doing it, why they needed to do this, why they needed to surveil, penalize, or control this financial act.
For real, who auntie is this? I feel like we would all be better off if she was baking sweet potato pies somewhere, like in a kitchen in the South or the Midwest or something. You know what I mean? Just baking pies, throwing wooden spoons at the grandbabies and shit like that. We would all be better off if she was there. But no, she's here complaining about Elon.
Access. And the Speaker told me he had no idea what they were doing.
Is her hair half done? And this is really petty. This is really, really petty. And you guys are going to have to forgive me, but I'm going to be that petty. I don't know if I've ever seen a combination of dreadlock curls in the front and a bun in the back. Because, like, you know, when you ever see a girl get their hair done, especially like the real intricate things, like it takes time to grow dreadlocks. Hell, even if they're the fake dreadlocks, it takes time to like twist them up like that, right? And then you got the, you know, nice little dreadlock twisties up here in the front. And I respect the dreadlock twisties in the front. I respect the hell out of those. But then you got this bun in the back. You got, you know, business in the front. Bitches ain't shit in the back. What the fuck is going on here? I mean, listen, I'm going to be petty. I'm going to be so petty, but this really is business in the front and it ain't shit bitch in the back. You know, the front of the hair is like, okay, you know, maybe she works at the corporate office. You know, she got that elderly receptionist look. But in the back, you know, she ain't even feel like getting out of bed today. She just threw that shit in the... It is not even a ponytail. She just balled it up into a bun. She just balled it up into one big fist and put a little bow tie or beret or whatever around that shit. She put a scrunchie on that motherfucker. And then she went to Congress to tell us how we ain't shit, how we're all terrible.
The Speaker of the House does not know what they are doing. We need to stop acting like things are normal.
She does look like the grandma from Family Matters. Oh, stop. Stop. That really does look like her. Damn.
It is not normal.
But she right, though. That hairstyle is not normal. I did not expect that kind of hair. You are a professional all the time, not half the time. But you've rarely seen a collective meltdown like what we've seen coming out of the Democrats recently. While she looking like the BET reboot version of Mama Winslow from Family Matters, bro. She really is, though. She really is, though. And the meltdowns are just amazing. She halfway got her hair done for this meltdown.
And in this nation, I'm worried that we are on the verge of bloodshed. This is an attempt to take us back to a day that we do not want to go, and we will not go. So therefore, there will be conflict. I pray that the peace of God.
Bloodshed. He said they're gonna be bloodshed. Hold on. Come on, say that again, preacher man.
And in this nation, I'm worried that we are on the verge of bloodshed. This is an attempt to take us back to a day that we do not want to go, and we will not go. So therefore, there will be conflict. I pray that the peace of God will win out and overcome the madness that is attempting to take over this nation.
You know what I think is really happening? What makes it all like so like chef's kiss delicious is that the Democrats really don't have a card to play right now. They lost control of both houses and the White House, right? So representatives, Senate, Oval Office, running the table on them. And the one card that they have always had to rely on, the one card that they've actually had that does move the needle, even in crucial moments sometimes, you can just like use it as a trump card sometimes, right? Public outrage. They've always been able to rely on massive public outrage. They've been able to like gin up massive public outrage and use that as a political cudgel. And right now, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to gin up that political outrage, and it all looks weak and impotent. It's like we finally have a parent who's willing to let the baby cry for a little while. Throw a tantrum. I might come over there and pop you on the forehead with this little spoon. You keep acting up.
And I'll say to you, beloved, no one likes violence, but sometimes violence is necessary. When Elon Musk forces his way into the United States Treasury and threatens to steal your personal information and your Social Security check, there is the possibility.
You telling all these old boomers Elon gonna steal a check. All these old black folk that ain't got no ID to vote, Elon gonna steal your check out the mail too, right?
Violence. Sometimes the devil will act so ugly that you have no other choice but to get violent and fight. Well, someone might say, now, Reverend, you know, you shouldn't be talking about violence. This isn't the Christian thing to do. Well, I will say, why not talk this way? Because Jesus did. Jesus said in this king.
Oh, now y'all know about Jesus. After 4 years of stealing our money and giving it to the Mexicans and transgender story hour and cutting off girls' breasticles and boys' testicles, now you niggas know Jesus. Now, after all these years, this nigga trying to tell me he know Jesus.
Get it again. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
This key verse, didn't it? The kingdom of heaven suffers what? Violence. And the who? The violent take it by force. The kingdom of God is a war zone. It is a battlefield. You did know this, right? And
yeah. They want you to go out there and fight Trump, y'all. They said that last white man couldn't shoot. I know one of you niggas can shoot, goddammit. We can't let that last white guy leave the job undone. One of you niggas got to get out there and shoot. They're really trying to get the game up, man. They really trying to get you out there fighting Trump in the street. They want you to start the revolution. They want the revolution to happen right now. Right now. It's crazy. That is crazy. We supposed to get out there. One white man gets in the White House and all of a sudden you niggas act like it's slavery again. One wealthy white guy gets in the Oval Office and you motherfuckers act like you just got 40 lashes in the hot sun.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
So dramatic, so dramatic. And shout out to True Hype over on the Rumble side, man. If you haven't done so already, do hit the link in the chat and support me over on the Rumble. It's the easiest way to support the show. You can find me on Venmo, also at The Hood Conservative, but you can be like True Hype and donate a $20 Rumble chat where he says, now, why in the hell would Elon need your raggedy check? That's big facts. You know, Elon, like, owned PayPal. I don't know if he started PayPal. He might have, but I know he was, like, the PayPal guy for a while. And now he's just selling Cybertrucks and spaceships and shit. The motherfucker's got, like, billion-dollar contracts with, you know, defense contracts with the government, but he wants to steal your grandma's Social Security check. I'm not buying it. I don't think that's really what he's after. I'm not saying I trust Elon 100%, but I don't think he's trying to steal my check. I think he's trying to put a microchip in my brain, but that's a different story. Shout out to True Hype for the Rumble chat, man. Thanks for supporting the show, y'all. Be like True Hype, man. Smash that Rumble chat button for me.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight.
They've been doing this for like 2 weeks now.
We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk.
They got white women. They got old white women, middle-aged white ladies singing like Negro spirituals and shit. Could you imagine her singing this as she was like running off the plantation? Keep the Mississippi River to your right. That's how you know you're going north, gal.
Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against Josh. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him, but we want him in jail. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Sing along if you know the words, y'all.
They say in the capital city there are no neutrals found. You're either with the Union or a scabby Musk bloodhound. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Oh, no, Snowman. Last time you was around here, you guys were having a white power bro down. You got to own these bitches too. You don't get to come up here having a white power bro down one day and then the next day and be like, no, these are not the white people I was referring to. These are them too. The same people. You gotta clear up your house, bro.
Don't take that government buyout. Don't listen to Trump's lies. Us workers haven't got a chance unless we organize. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
David said, we're going to make a drill classic off this in Chicago. Yeah, I can hear the remix already in my head. I can, yeah. It could be a banger if you do it right. But hold on. let me see. Uncut Underground said something in the chat. I caught my eye because actually, this is exactly where we were about to go. You said a bunch of U.S. Some VA workers got laid off today. A 1,000 VA employees got fired today, right? Hey, it's warfare. We're in a political war at this point. You know, they tried to murder the guy, right? More than once, you know, at least twice that we know of. And they probably sent all kinds of letter bombs and envelopes with white powder and everything. And not only that, you guys remember during COVID, where like they let people's grandmas die on ventilators and you couldn't go see her at the hospital. They shut down your churches, but you can go to the strip club. You couldn't go to your job. You couldn't run your business, but you could protest for Floyd. Yeah. I don't know if people remember that, but a lot of girls are going to get fired from the government now, and that's just the way it's going to be, man. That's just the way it's going to be. A lot of bitches are going to go home unhappy. Going to be a lot, a ginormous, gargantuan, nearly unfathomable amount of hoes mad, brother.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
When my life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
I lost my job as a contractor for USAID about a week and a half ago. I lost my job as a contractor for USAID about a week and a half. I lost my job as a contractor for USAID about a week and a half ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carol. What's that feel like?
That's a crazy question. I hate interviewers. Like, what's that feel like? It feels like fuck you in the nose, you son of a bitch. That's what it feels like. What the fuck you mean? What does it feel like? I hate that kind of question, but what's that feel like?
I lost my job as a contractor for USAID about a week and a half ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carol. What's that feel like?
It feels terrible. I mean, I've been working for USAID for over 20 years, and Tuesday night I got an email that I was fired, effective immediately, and
She's gonna cry.
I had to find health insurance in 3 days. Not to mention, I moved down here to work in DC. Now I have to move back to Massachusetts and figure out the rest of my life. Whether they intend to be cruel, I don't know, but it is cruel.
Before you go,
Yeah, like this is why I immediately went back to COVID. I don't know whether they intended to be cruel, but it was cruel. And Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Are you getting another paycheck or not?
No.
So that's it.
No,
it's severance.
over.
Damn, that's it. No severance. No nothing. No soup for you. That's crazy. I wonder if you got a husband or if you're like one of those proud feminists who never needed a man or nothing. That's crazy.
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Are you getting another paycheck or not?
No.
So that's it.
No,
No
it's
severance,
over.
no nothing. No
No,
health insurance, no nothing.
No.
And you know,
No.
I mean, I'm sure it's occurred to you that the richest man on earth is the person.
No, David, she doesn't have a pension coming. She wasn't a government employee. She was a USAID contractor. That means she is an independent business unto herself. That means she's cooked. She's cooked. She's gonna have to sell that labia or something. I don't know what you do when you're old and you have to make it work, but you're gonna have to make it work.
person that is doing this to you.
I lost my job as a contractor.
Yeah, there's a lot of this hurt going around. There's a lot. And as much as I generally don't like to, dance on people's graves and whatnot, there is a bit of schadenfreude because, like I said, COVID. And not only that, but this is deeper than just, that one incident. You realize what this USAID scandal has proven, that people have been paid, they've been working, they've been actively dedicated to disrupting the traditional American way of life. This is the equivalent of finding termites all through your house right now. And so, termites make funny noises when you step on them. You just got to ignore that.
I don't think there is anyone in America that wants to wake up tomorrow and find out that they have to boil their water because the EPA's workforce has been escorted out of the building. So we're here to make sure that that doesn't happen and we provide appropriate oversight. DOGE is already in the building at an all-staff meeting.
Yeah, we already had government oversight agencies, and they didn't oversee nothing with their oversight. They didn't see any of these millions of dollars, any of this waste, none of the fraud, none of the abuse. They didn't see any of that, but they've been collecting a check all this time. And now, it really is just like the movie Office Space. It's crazy. It's crazy. Not too long, sometime after the election, like a couple weeks ago, I remember I rewatched the movie Office Space, right? Because something I was working on, it made me want to watch the movie again so I can kind of understand the whole universe of it better. And it's actually a really iconic movie. It's like one of those cult classic movies, but it's really iconic, like late 90s. Like I can see the guys in Office Space living in that, in like, the fake Matrix world or whatever. That's like the world they were trying to recreate. And it had echoes of like the Fight Club too. It was a really interesting movie. But that moment where they hired these efficiency experts to come in and everybody had to go have this meeting. They called them the two Bobs, and everybody had to go in and have this meeting. And basically you ask them, so what is it you would say you do around here, right? Now the whole government is having that meeting with the two Bobs. And all over the internet, Office Space memes and video clips are popping up
And
now.
it's been reported today in EPA, a number of EPA employees were told essentially that their jobs were not secure and essentially that they might be escorted out of the building. So DOGE is already here. These guys have already hacked the system. And to the question about the federal court decision today, Elon Musk is breaking the law. That is why a federal court judge today basically said, you cannot just fire people and then offer them a deferred payment that there is not federal authority to offer them. So we're here to do appropriate oversight to make sure that the federal government's workers are protected, that you have clean air, clean water, we protect the environment.
It's not the time to hit the pause button for climate change. We lost 4 precious years in the previous Trump era, and now we're trying our best to gain ground on responding to climate. So we need these programs to stay intact, and this again is not in accordance with the law. So we're here with Senator Markey to make it.
Elon Musk said, we're putting USAID in a wood chipper. And they're going to put the EPA in a wood chipper too, unless there is an outraged public demanding that their water, their air, their land is protected. That's why we're here. We're here like latter-day Paul Revere, just warning that DOGE is coming.
Y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all ain't got a move to make. Y'all can't do shit but get out in front of the cameras and say goofy things like this guy right here.
Now, I'm going to be quick because I want to send a message to somebody. Elon, take your musty millions and musty Moscow rights to the moon. Because if you don't, we're going to stand up, we're going to speak out, we're going to march, we're going to do anything we need to do to make sure that the people of this country understand that the CFPB is for them. You get your musty hands off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo. Come again? I'm sorry, Unc. Hold on. I didn't catch that last part you said there, Unc. Hold on. Let me run that back for you. CFPB is for them. You get your musty hands off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo. Unc, help me out here. I really want to be on your side right now, Unc. I really want to be on your side right now, Unc, but you gotta help me out, man. You gotta help me out. I know you're getting a little old. Maybe my ears are getting young. I don't know which way to go with this, but what the fuck was that? What about SCI in the chat? It says, these are your black elders. Bruh, you know what's funny about that? The other day, like right after the Super Bowl, I put out this tweet, and I actually retweeted one of these video clips I'm showing y'all today, but I put out this tweet, and I was saying that Kendrick Lamar got all these black people excited like they about to win the revolution, but this is really our leadership. You niggas really out there twerking for the revolution like you about to win, but this is the leadership. And it's amazing. Niggas think they're going to win some kind of revolution with this leadership. Off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo. Bruh, this is tragedy. This really is tragedy, bro. Like on a crazy level, because you guys you're in a moment of crises right now, and it's one thing to like lose an election, even in a landslide or whatever, you know, pendulum swing and all that, but you're supposed to be projecting something that onlookers can latch onto, right? The crowd needs to be inspired in moments like these, right? And you guys have nothing. You have nobody. There is nobody that you guys can rely on right now. And you spent the last 2, 3, 4 weeks now. All of y'all look like some retarded bitches. All of y'all look like handicapped, retarded bitches. And it's crazy watching this thing play out because, like, it's not supposed to be this bad. I thought you guys were like professionals and adults who understood things and had skills and experience you could be counted on in a crisis. And this is terrible. This is really terrible. This is awful. Shout out to Carmen, the sweetheart over in the Rumble chat with the $10 Rumble chat. She say, I hope this is a long stream tonight. Yeah, we're probably going to put in at least 3 hours. And we might even do a panel after that. But I got at least maybe 3 hours of content that I'm going to get through. Because did you know they got a reparations bill out? Yeah. Because they can't get it together. They don't have one stroke left in the game. They figured I'm going to go for the reparations Hail Mary. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute, Carmen. We are going to get to that. But right now, we're going to get back to these motherfuckers. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad.
And shout out to Carmen again with the $10 Rumble chat. If you guys haven't done so already, please follow me over on Rumble. It's a lot easier to support the show on Rumble, or you can catch me on Venmo at TheHoodservative. And thank you once again. I appreciate you all for supporting the show.
I need that money.
I mean, Eric Adams is still a Democrat-ish, right?
You think he's masculine?
No, he's buff for 63 years old. I was going to say Obama when they said right away.
You know what? I actually lost a clip. I might have it buried somewhere in my bookmarks, but there was a clip going around of some guys at a conference somewhere talking about the current state of politics and how the Democrats are basically dead to men. Young straight men have no love for the Democrats. And that's not even to say that these young men are going hardcore Republican. They're modern liberals and all that too, but they really hate the Democrats. And actually, I do have the clip. Yeah, they really do hate the Democrats. And that's a problem for the Democrats. That is such a big problem for the Democrats. You know what? Let's take a step back and play this OG clip, and then we'll get to the CNN piece.
Young men have not become much more conservative, at least according to Gallup, but they have become more Republican. So you have this interesting...
Wait, say that again. The men?
They have not identified as more conservative, but they are becoming more Republican. So from the Obama era, young men and young women were Democrats, right? For both elections, strong majorities of young men and young women voted for Barack Obama. And then you had a slow decline, right? This didn't happen in just one election. There's been a deterioration of Democratic identity among young men for over 10 years. And so
are you saying specifically they turn against Democrats?
I'm saying that they are more, yes, they are more Republican now, but not necessarily because they've shifted to the right on issues like climate change or abortion or same-sex marriage. They're still well to the left of their dads and grandfathers when it comes to that stuff. And so you have this really interesting situation.
See, that's an issue for young men in and of itself, aside from what he's talking about. But even though young men are further to the right than young women, perhaps, that's only because the needle has moved so far to the left. Young men have kind of frozen in like this 90s post-war liberalism. And I kind of argue that the pendulum needs to swing back before the 90s. We're still not as based as our grandfathers. All right. That's really where Make America Great comes from. The image of America and its greatness, the image of Black America and its greatness really goes back to like our grandparents' era. And I aspire to be as based as my grandpeople.
Where this group, again, looks on paper fairly liberal in a lot of ways. And in point of fact, you had 6 in 10 young men who are moderates vote for Trump, and more than 1 in 5 liberal young men vote for Trump, right? And so if we're going to look for explanations, we need to move beyond issues. We need to understand, like, there's something about Trump that was attractive, and then there's something about the Democratic Party, at least in its current manifestation, that was repellent.
I was really struck by you saying, especially that, even if they are more likely to identify as Republicans, they're still far more liberal than the men of generations before them. And I think that that's something that would surprise a lot of young women like myself to hear that. I was surprised.
So what is it that we're missing about, or what is it that people who are not,
Yeah, because see, young men have tried to be accommodating and all that to the modern liberalism. And the women took an inch and they went a mile, and then they keep going and going. The more you give, the more they demand. The more you give, the more they take. And guys are tired of giving and having things taken from them.
as Magdalene said, people who don't understand why. That's my first question. I have a second one, but go ahead.
Okay, so what I would start with is men aspire to be bigger, stronger, and faster than we are, almost universally. That's why superheroes are popular. That's why pro athletes are popular. Who is the most masculine Democrat right now in America?
And there's
Mayor Pete.
Is that a gay joke?
No. Mayor Pete. No. Well, no.
And you see how she immediately tried to like kneecap him? As soon as he tried to make the obvious point about the Democrats having no masculine leadership, you literally have, he used to be a mayor, but Mayor Pete, you have a bunch of effete, feminine, cosmopolitan, limp-wristed men running the Democrat Party. There is no projection of masculinity, or even right now in this crucial moment, masculine competence, right? Because there is a magic that happens when you're in a crisis, when something's going terribly wrong. Has anybody been in this sort of moment in life where something's wrong? You're in a little crisis. You really need something fixed. You need a thing done. Nobody knows how to do it. And then somebody calls the guy. And you all know who I'm talking about because you all have experienced the guy at some point in your life, right? He may not be good at a lot of other things, but this one thing he does miraculously. And now he's here. You need the guy to do the thing. And he comes and he does the thing. And life is like perfect again, right? There's something about like the masculine competence that it's a magical problem solver. Like this is where Trump and Elon are coming in right now with this just masculine competence, right? They're like the guy. I just know what it is. I understand the problem. As soon as you call me and told me the issues, it sounds like, all right, yeah. I know what that is. I'll be right over. He gets there, fix it, right? Everything's perfect. The Democrats just don't give off masculine competency energy, right? They're just not protecting it. They're not the guy. They're Mayor Pete, the gay mayor. And so he's trying to point this out that the Democrats, they're not the guy. They're the gay mayor. And she immediately went to, oh, is that a gay joke? Which is another problem with the Democrats. You are the problem of angry hens. You will henpeck every man into submission, and you will not stop until you are violently subdued. It's like the real issue. It's like a critical issue between men and women at this point. Women can back men into social positions where there really is no obvious move for me now beyond violence. But if I do that, then I'm automatically the loser, right? This is just this weird area where everything is like, we're at the point of violence, right? I don't think you really respect that, but that's really where we are. And the Democrat women, they get to just operate in that realm with impunity. Shout out to SKC with the $5 Rumble chat. He says, why did these fools go after USAID? It's small when compared to big stuff. Because that's how the blues was, raising and washing their act blue and faked activist money, dummy. That's exactly right. And this is what I started out the show saying, like, there's a lot of money behind these social movements, this gender war and all this stuff. And we finally went for the money. You follow the money and you find something. Shout out to SKC with the Rumble chat, y'all.
I need that money.
No, it's just that he's not particularly masculine. Nobody's like, oh, Mayor Pete, he's a badass. Chuck Schumer, is anybody like, hey, Chuck Schumer holding up an avocado and a beer to talk about the Super Bowl? Is anybody like that trying to grill? Is anybody like, hey, that's a dude I want to hang out with?
But Trump's like a grandpa.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Trump took a bullet in his ear and immediately stood up and said, fight, fight, fight. Every man in America and most of the women out here were impressed by that, even if the women won't admit it. She's shaking her head.
Hey, I played the clip. That one middle-aged liberal lady, she was like, we got to go out there and we got to fuck Trump. We got to fuck him. They can't help themselves. They've been worked up into a tizzy.
He stood up and said, fight, fight, fight. Every man in America and most of the women out here were impressed by that, even if the women won't admit it. She's shaking her head strong. And second part of this, basically summing it up, Democrats for men are pussies and Republicans
Democrats for men
are pussies. There are no masculine men in the Democrat Party right now.
Nah, Clay Bisbee, I don't think they made the new Captain America gay. He's just a nigga. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I can steal a bootleg copy. Any day now. Any day now, I'm gonna have a bootleg copy in my hands. But I don't think they made him gay. He's just black.
Is he right?
I mean, Eric Adams is still a Democrat-ish, right?
You think he's masculine?
I no, he's buff.
Yeah,
He's
that's
63 years old. I was going to say Obama. When they said right away who's the most. Now, he's slim, but he's athletic. He plays ball.
But is he right that Republican? Well, first of all, let me just show you the numbers, because actually the numbers maybe do suggest this. For young men under the age of 29, the swing from 2020 to 2024 in Trump's favor is pretty significant. 49 to 48, Trump to Harris. It's almost tied with young men. Trump did very well with young people relative to what he normally does. There's something going on here.
No, and I mean, this was why, Joe Rogan was so influential in this campaign. Joe Rogan has an audience mostly of young men. There was this whole big drama about whether Kamala Harris was going to give an interview to him, wound up not doing it. I think is probably a mistake, although it probably didn't affect the outcome of the election. But I mean, I think, what that guy said was pretty dumb, but it is not, it is not true. It is true that Democrats have a problem, especially with young men. I mean, that is a real fact.
Isn't that the guy that got caught in a masturbation scandal? This guy right here. Jeffrey Toobin. Didn't Jeffrey Toobin get caught in a masturbation scandal? I'm pretty sure he got caught like with his pants down or something like that. Yeah, you guys remember. He was spanking it on Zoom. Like like during a meeting, like all professional. And he's up here talking about how masculine the Democrat Party is, right? The guy's spanking it on Zoom. This is who the fucking Democrats have. Parties of cat ladies and professional gooners, bro. Professional gooners. He was zooning. He was gooning on Zoom. He was zooning. And he's up here like, who is this guy to talk about how masculine the Democrats? I was just looking at him for a second. I'm like, you look familiar. You look familiar. And then I realized, oh yeah, you got fired for gooning in front of everybody. Right. You're the guy who gooned on Zoom.
49 to 48, Trump to Harris. It's almost tied with young men. Trump did very well with young people relative to what he normally does. There's something going on here.
No, and I mean, this was why, Joe Rogan was so influential in this campaign. Joe Rogan has an audience mostly of young men. There was this whole big drama about whether Kamala Harris.
Hey, shout out to True Hype with the $2 Rumble chat. He said, yes, that is Lubin Toobin. I knew it. I remember him. That is Lubin with Toobin.
I'm telling you, man, this the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
Nasty nigga. Nasty. I can't even call him a nigga though. He's not in our family. He in the other tribe. He in the other gang.
Hey, you get the bag and fumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blunt in it.
That's the dance he be doing
Was going to give
after he be gooning real hard. He get up and do that dance.
an interview to him, wound up not doing it. I think is probably a mistake, although it probably didn't affect the outcome of the election. But I mean, I think that guy said was pretty dumb. But it is not. It is not true. It is true that Democrats have a problem, especially with young men. I mean, that is a real fact.
So to me, that in a way it validates what Clay Travis is talking about, because if you're trying to get young men, you're not going to get them on all policy points and all the. No, Joe Rogan knows karate, and sometimes he talk about drugs. That's good enough for me. Pete Hegseth was in Germany this week doing squats with like 220 on the bar outside for no reason. That's what the Democrat. I know.
I think
silly, but
and you know what?
serious.
One of the other points that Clay Travis made, and I think this is.
Bro, you know the Army just today, not yesterday, not the day before, but today, they just announced they're going to stop paying for ladyboy surgery. If you're in the military and you were waiting in line down at the PX to get your ladyboy surgery, the wait's over. No ladyboy surgeries for you. So you're gonna have to go like do some push-ups or something. You're gonna have to like actually be a soldier now, or quit. Either way, your grand scheme to get a ladyboy surgery and have the government pay for it. Yeah, they're not doing that anymore. Yeah, I know the Dems hate that. I don't know what it is. It is something really weird, and I'm not gonna pontificate on it at this point in time, but there's something really strange about the Democrat Party and their allegiance to sexual degeneracy, right? And don't get me wrong, I like a nasty bitch as much as the next nigga, but the Democrats, like, they make it a business of making everything okay, and it's like, bro, you can't make everything okay. And they want to fight for every sexual degeneracy. Like, nah, bro, no. Some of you niggas deserve to get bullied.
It's true. We saw this in real time when Trump had the assassination attempt in Butler. That image of him raising his fist and saying, fight, 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 was like a shot of testosterone in the arms of a lot of men. Mark Zuckerberg was like, oh my God, he's so cool.
And
Like, and now look at where we are politically with some of these very people really turning politically toward Trump.
Those numbers that you just read, it's been happening for 10 years. This has been happening slowly but surely over time. I think that pollster in that clip earlier had said 2 out of 6 moderate men voted for Trump.
And see, nobody really is telling the Democrats the obvious truth. And the Democrats are definitely not capable of acknowledging the obvious truth. But you actually hate men, and you've been on this bizarre warpath to change men, to change straight men, straight white men in particular, but you want to make all straight men into something other than what they normally, naturally are or would be. That's what all the gay stuff in the high school is. That's what all the the transgender education at the elementary school. You guys are really aiming this at young men, young boys in particular, and it's obvious to anybody who was paying attention that you actually kind of hate men.
It was the majority of moderate men voted for Trump. Even over 20% of liberal men voted for Trump. There has been what is seen as I don't want to say a war on masculinity, but there has been this trend in the Democratic Party, or it's at least felt that the left is becoming more and more hostile to the things that are typically men. And you've seen John Fetterman talk about this idea of like patronizing, calling them bros, or that ad that looked like a spoof at the end of the race of like, real men do this. It's like, have you ever talked to a dude in your life? So in James Carville saying, we need to have less like.
Rocket Man in the chat says Hakeem Jeffries may be considered a masculine man, perhaps. I have never seen so many weasel words in one sentence before. Maybe, considered, and perhaps, bro. You might as well have just said no 3 times. If you have to maybe, consider, and then perhaps a motherfucker's masculinity, bro, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. All right. Rocket Man. I don't want to make it personal, right? But I want to just make this an example of how even in how you even in how you put him forward as a candidate, it belayed how weak you see him, right? Imagine if 2 girls were talking about you and one girl asked the other girl, is he gay or is he straight? One girl asked the other girl, is he gay? And she says, maybe you could consider him, perhaps, right? Like, you don't want weasel words in a conversation like that. You want definitive, hardcore, yes or no. Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy, right? You don't want no maybe, perhaps, I gotta consider the option. No. Hakeem Jeffries, he don't look like he ever did push-ups, bro. Hakeem Jeffries looked like all the guy. He looked like the kids that all the other kids don't talk to. And now, he's an adult and he wants revenge.
Yappy voices and more men talking. And there are many men in the Democratic Party.
Democratic messaging is too feminine. But Carrie, what do you think?
Cory Hooker, oh my God, Cory Booker. No, we got to call him Cory Hooker, right? Another beard, the bald-headed beard. The Democrats got nobody, bro. Democrats got nobody. There is no candidate that the Democrats could put forward where you don't consider, you really going to ask the question, so you think he's gay? Like, I swear to God, I can't think of a Democrat male that you could put forward as leadership, let alone presidential, where you won't at least entertain the question. Gavin Newsom is a power top.
Is the masculinity that they are attracted to in Trump?
I'm laughing because no disrespect to you lovely men on this panel.
We do have
but you men or something. That's all, you men or something. And I can see the appeal of Donald Trump being a very strong masculine man, and I can see him winning over men, because I do agree the Democratic Party, for all intent and purpose, felt like a place for the others, and they tried to take on every issue that the Republicans didn't want. If you want to talk about
yes, the Democrat Party is a place for the others. If you're a little bit weird, if you're incredibly unlikable, if you just smell funny and you don't want to take a bath, you vote Democrat.
trans, come here. If you want to talk about LGBTQIA, come here. If you want to talk about men and women, in sports, come here. There were all of these things that I felt men wanted to say felt emasculating. It felt like, I'm not with that. I don't believe in that. And I'm going to go over here because they're saying what I'm thinking.
And the abortion issue played a role in that. I mean, I think they did a political calculation.
And I think no one cared about abortion.
The big thing.
I think no one cared about it. I think everyone thought that was the issue. And when it was.
I care about it in theory. Why would men just be okay with women just, what's the word for this? Extinguishing their seed. Why would us as men, why should we be okay with that? Like, women just get to extinguish your seed and, oh, well, oh, you mad? You mad, nigga? Like that's it, right? Why should men be okay with this state of affairs? Nah, fuck that. This whole thing is ass backwards. Shout out to Anunnaki, the one with the $20 Rumble chat. He says, well, allow me to elaborate. Fuck all politicians, Republicans, Democrats, independents. You a politician? Fuck you, get in line of criminals. They're all criminals, all of them. Yeah, you know what? I'm not really going to fight you on that. There's a lot of criminality in there, Anunnaki, the one. There's a lot going wrong. We've been getting robbed so hard. It's crazy. But shout out to Anunnaki with the $20 Rumble chat. Thank you for supporting the show, man. Smash that like button for me, y'all.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Uncut Underground said, y'all respect the president that got shot. I respect the shooter. Keeping it all the way on gangster, I see Uncut Underground. Getting popped is masculine. You know, we got to understand, we're seeing this through like the skewed political lens. So there is a lot of irony to go around. I'm not even going to fight you on those jokes. There's a lot of irony to go around right now, man.
I come here. If you want to talk about men and women, you know, in sports, come here. There were all of these things that I felt men wanted to say felt emasculating. It felt like, I'm not with that. I don't believe in that. And I'm going to go over here because they're saying what I'm thinking.
And the abortion issue played a role in that. I mean, I think they
And I
did
think
a political calculation.
And I think no one cared about
was gonna be
abortion.
the big
I think no one cared about it. I think everyone thought that that was the issue. And when it was all said and done at the end of the day, I'm not saying I don't care about abortion, but what I'm saying is when Kamala made that one of her huge talking points, when Michelle campaigned for her, that was a huge talking point. And then in my mind, I'm all like, well, what happened to these people? I knew that people would be upset about that. And it felt as if it didn't matter, although it does. It felt as if it didn't matter because the conversation about manly men, as we just saw that young man say on the panel, or what is his name again?
Clay Travis.
Yeah, I
Clay
knew that.
Travis.
Yeah.
Now, all jokes aside, though, you know, the point still stands. Trump represents a wave of masculine resurgence right now. Like our last military, the Secretary of Defense or whatever. I mean, we had a bunch of troons, not just in the military. What was that guy? Levine, Rachel, Ricky. Like we just had troons all over the military. Now we got Pete Hegseth. He's flying out to meet the troops and bench pressing and doing push-ups, hanging out with the boys. You know, they're broing it up. They're broing it up. Getting business done. Getting a lot of business done. Oh yeah, Letitia James got a case on her now.
Save checks and balances. Save checks and balances. Save checks and balances.
So Pam Bondi got confirmed, and first thing she did was go at this big BBW right here.
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
That was a weird couple of years, wasn't it? These bitches was up. Bitches throwing money in niggas' faces and shit. I got this OnlyFans, nigga. Bitches is really up. The Hoes was winning. Y'all guys remember the Hoes was winning era? It feels like the end of an era now.
And as attorneys general, we're not going to bow to the president or to Elon Musk. It's important that individuals understand that right now Elon Musk is untethered to any accountability at all. And the fact is that they would like for us to engage in an ideological litmus test. And that's why they've paused funds. That's why they have freezed Social Security and veterans payments. And payments to the state of New York. And to states all across this.
We need our weave. I don't wear it, but we need it.
Froze all of your monies. That nigga took all your money. He took your money, you mad. I knew this was gonna happen. I always knew it had to be this
way. This is why they want to get caught up in conversations and debates, trying to unlock a fat bitch's heart. The fuck out of here. Cut the money out.
It's Uncle Remus, spinning his warm, funny stories.
What black women are doing, I don't care. They're their own group. When they decide to work with us, they will. Otherwise, they won't. And they don't have to. They have their own power, their own productivity. They don't need us for anything. And I'm okay with that.
The key to happiness is to eliminate all black women from your life. I mean, look at me. No black women in my life. Look how happy I am. I'm happy as a nigga with a new gun.
Now, Ruckus, that is preposterous.
Payments to the state of New York and to states all across this nation. It is unacceptable, unconstitutional, ultra-vires. They've exceeded their authority. And so it's important that attorneys general representing our respective states stand up and enforce the rule of law, because Elon Musk, individuals at the Treasury, and the president of these United States is not above the law. And
you got a case on you right now, though. You're not above the law. The law is coming. The law is on your fat ass. There's going to be a bunch of angry white women with legal binders and laptops. All the shit that you was doing to Trump is going to come back for you now. I say you cop a plea. You're going to have to take a plea. You're going to have to get you a good lawyer. You know, somebody who's connected, and you're just gonna have to take a plea because you got cases on you right now. I don't even know why you're out here grandstanding. And shout out to Anunnaki, the one again with the $20 Rumble chat. He says, "I'm happy they are mad. I want them to stay mad. The madder, the better." That's the big facts. They
Hoes
big
mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single
Time has
apology
expired.
when my life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Got that legal snow bunny on her ass right now.
And we will continue. You know, as attorneys general, we've been preparing for this. This is not the outcome that we wanted. We wanted to cooperate. But when you challenge the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship, we acted and we got a TRO. When you challenge the NIH, individuals who are engaging in research to find a cure to cancer, to find a cure to a cardiac disease, we got a TRO. Funding, when you pause the funding of countless number of agencies, Meals on Wheels, veteran services, law enforcement grants, we got a TRO. And we're not finished yet. So we're gonna march into court each and every time to uphold the law, to uphold the Constitution, and let the president and Elon Musk and his minions know that you cannot restructure our government. This is not a unilateral form of government. Congress is a co-equal branch of government, and the separation of powers requires that you get consent of the United States Congress. And we are confident today that we will get a preliminary injunction. Any questions?
Can't get an injunction against the legal case. There is no injunction against them filing charges on your big fat ass. That is not how this works. You're gonna have to fight this one out. You have to fight fair now. That's really what's happening. You're gonna have to fight fair. Anunnaki, the one with another $20 Rumble chat, he says, there's something really wrong with that Ching next to Shaniqua. What's wrong with his face? A matrix glitch. Yeah, no comment. Yeah, that was a funny.
You know, it's so funny. I was watching because I like to watch movies. I like movies. I was watching The Substitute. This total segue, right? We're gonna take a total sidebar for a minute. I was watching The Substitute. You guys remember that series of movies back in like the 90s, The Substitute? It was a whole wave of movies. Apparently, high schools had gotten so retarded that they started making movies about like the American high school system. You know, we had like Lean on Me, The Principal. Samuel Jackson was like, 187. He played a principal, like, or a teacher. So we had a bunch of movies like that, right? And so The Substitute was one where these high schools were so bad, like ex-special forces guys went into the high school to clean it up, right? That's how it was. Yeah, Ernie Hudson was in Substitute. He was in The Substitute 1, right? I watched part 2, like earlier today. Actually, I watched part 2. Because all this shit is on your phone on YouTube, right? I watched part 2. Guess who the bad guy in part 2 was? A little Chinese motherfucker. The little Chinese dude from Law and Order. He played like the medical examiner. I'm like, no, not Mr. Ching. Oh my God. All right, total sidebar. Anunnaki the one, he did that. A little casual racism threw me off my game. I blame that on Anunnaki the one. You gotta blame that sidebar on him. But appreciate you guys coming through tonight, man, supporting the show. Hit that like button for me, y'all.
Wait, what? Great. Now what's our motto? We was kings. We was kings!
Again with the $2 Rumble chat, he says, why is she trying to get the federal government to do what she wants when she is the individual state? Separation of powers, federalism, anyone. You can't tell black women about rules and shit, nigga. That's not how this works. And then Anunnaki, the one with another $20 Rumble chat. He is officially the sponsor of tonight's show. He's responding to Carmen over in the Rumble chat. He says, at Carmen, solve the mystery. The Ching was having a face twerking dance. Oh, goddamn. Shout out to Rumble. They let you guys be a lot more free on Rumble. We ain't afraid of a little casual racism. Shout out to Mr. Ching. He played a good bad guy in The Substitute too. If you guys haven't found me on Rumble yet, you got to follow us over on Rumble. We be having fun. We get off the chain over there sometimes. We've been kind of laughing at all the colored girls and the BBWs and whatnot, but it's not just the black women. White women are getting a little out of hand too. The white women are losing their shit too. All the hoes are upset, bro. There's something going on. All the hoes are upset, even the white hoes, bro. They all are losing their minds. They can't keep their heads together, and it's just meltdown after meltdown everywhere you look, every channel.
A white woman.
One of the things that he has is he loves dank memes and jokes, and he loves to make jokes himself and then laugh at his own jokes. And then all the people who work for him laugh at him, and therefore he thinks he's funny. And he's not funny. He's sometimes funny, I guess. I never thought so. But he likes to do this. He likes to engage in sort of these juvenile little pranks. And when he's not doing that, he likes to insult people. And all kidding aside, we don't mind being called these names, but it's a 53-year-old man does not do this. I mean,
the other day, Elon Musk changed his Twitter handle. I think what do you call it? Huge balls. What did Elon change his Twitter handle into? I'm pretty sure he changed his name to like Huge Balls, because they already had the kid Big Balls. And then they changed his handle again. I forget what it was, but they had to say it on the air now. Harry Balls, that's what it was. It was Harry Balls. Elon changed his name to Harry Balls, and everybody on CNN had to cover the story. So he's now changed his Twitter handle to Harry Balls. I mean, come on. How do you not love this guy? How do you not love this whole moment?
He likes to engage in sort of these juvenile little pranks. And when he's not doing that, he likes to insult people. And all kidding aside, we don't mind being called these names, but it's a 53-year-old man does not do this. I mean, or this one does. And so he just this is what he likes. He likes to slag people. I guess it's part of video game culture or something, but I find it unusual. One of the things.
And again, everybody's, every family has that auntie that nobody likes. Well, a lot of families have that auntie nobody likes, and the whole Democrat Party is that auntie basically, or the weird uncle, And here she is, trying to tell grown men what grown men do. Grown men don't make jokes about their hairy balls. Yeah, yes, we do. Yeah. You never get too old to joke about your hairy balls, okay? The day you get too old to joke about your hairy balls is the day you die. And I'm not dying today, goddammit.
What do you think? There's this question about what leverage, and you have to be really creative. There's only so much leverage, different kinds of leverage you can use in the minority. What do you think about this notion of threatening a government shutdown, and how far do you think it should go?
Yeah, so I don't think that this is really a threat of a government shutdown. Here's the reality. They believe that they have a mandate. They believe that this little itty bitty win that they had, where this is a slimmer majority in the House than they had when ICE were in. They believe winning over the Senate. They believe winning the White House, that they have a mandate. And listen, my policies don't align with that mandate. So if you believe that this is what the American people want, then get it done. All of y'all, because y'all have a Trump trifecta. But don't come to us for me to do things like tear my community apart by making sure that we get rid of the Department of Education, by making sure that Elon Musk somehow and his little cronies. And just to be clear, if you're talking about, somebody sent me a meme today and it said,
and I'll do it again, Carmen. Never stop. And I'll never stop, never stopping.
and just to be clear, if you're talking about, somebody sent me a meme today and it said, if Elon Musk was really serious about cutting out waste, then why wouldn't he go get a bunch of accountants? Instead, he went and got computer programmers. That tells you what this is. It's a nefarious thing that they're up to. And we know that we are probably going to have difficulty with them complying with the law. But right now, we know that in the House, they're going to have.
You know what I realized? SKC says, it's funny how many black men fawn over this chick. And I get it. I get it. Because, like, in the broad scale, she's not the most attractive woman. But in Congress, she's the baddest bitch in Capitol Hill. I don't know if there's, because there's not a lot of attractive, just raw face card attractive women on Capitol Hill. And so you got to judge Congress like on a huge curve. Because there's a lot of old women, there's a lot of overweight women, just ugly women. And so she gets to stand out. And she's got that, that sister girl, big mama energy too. And I bet it does strike a kind of like psychological vibe with a lot of guys.
It's a nefarious thing that they're up to. And we know that we are probably going to have difficulty with them complying with the law. But right now, we know that in the House, they're going to have 217 to 215. What that means for everybody sitting at home is that they literally cannot lose one vote. So go be great.
Go be great. So I asked about the government shutdown.
Oh, we have to do everything we can. We have to use all of the levers at our disposal. This is a defining moment in our country. This is fundamental to how a democracy works. We're talking about bills that have already passed into law. And literally you have an unelected bureaucrat who is moving around in our treasury system with access to our payment system. This is beyond the pale. And so just last night,
every every single one of our black elected officials, especially at the federal level, they all not just look like, but they are powerless cucks. They look like cucks, but they are powerless. And we're watching them right now. They're all basically flailing around. They are out of moves. They are out of steam. All they got is racism and gay friends, bro. That's all they got to go on right now.
I was part of a 30-hour block on the floor of the United States Senate saying that we will not take this line down. And so you will see us continue to use all of the procedural levers at our disposal to raise the issue, to make sure that the American public understands how serious this is. We'll just have to continue to fight.
Now, they keep saying things like continue to fight, but they have no fight. They can't actually fight what Trump is doing technically right now because he's appointed Elon to like a special position, essentially. So you can serve at the president's leisure. There's nothing you can do to stop that. Now, Elon is going to make recommendations about whatever program, like, okay, we found this and this and this, and this is all crazy. You got to go. He gives Trump that paper, and Trump reads the paper, says, yeah, that's crazy. It's got to go. And he, presidential decrees, and then it's out of there. You can't do shit. What fight? What fight? There is no fight. There's you and a bunch of angry black women out in the cold looking crazy.
Hello, everybody. We have convened here in the right place, the Treasury Department. We have got to tell Elon Musk, nobody elected your ass. Nobody told you you could get all of our private information. Nobody told you you could be in charge of the payments of this country. We have told you you've made enough money off our government yourself. And now you want to take everybody else's payroll and make sure that they don't make the kind of money that you've made. Oh, you want to use our money to go to Mars? No, we want to use our money right here in Washington, D.C., in this country. We want to make sure that all of our federal employees are protected. We've got
for weeks, bro. All they do, speeches and rallies. Remember when they got blocked? They got locked out of that federal building. And now after getting locked out of the federal building by the King for the Day guy, the laws they want to pass now? This one lady, she's putting forward a law that mandates Congress be allowed access to all federal buildings now. After the King for a Day guy made y'all all look stupid. All y'all look lame and weak and powerless. And now you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a law. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show that white man.
To make sure that you know and understand nobody elected you. You think you're the president of the United States of America, the co-president that can take over, go into our private payment system and do whatever you want to do. You got another thought coming. We're going to stop you right now.
True Hype in the chat, in the Rumble chat. He says, why don't they keep this same energy on data breaches as well as contractors that are unelected with the same or higher access for years now that Elon has mostly read-only access to? Yeah, they keep lying about it like he's stealing your information. The whole thing is a hustle. Because True Hype, when they got their people in there working for USA, and damn near every one of these programs was a money laundering kickback program. And now Elon is drying up all the feminism kickback money. That's really that's all that's going on here. All the feminism progressive program gay politics, kickback money is getting dried up. And now they're screaming. They're mad. They're going to cry. They're going to be fighting like this for a while, but they can't do shit. That's the crazy part. They are literally frozen in place. All they can do is sit there and watch their programs get killed. Shout out to Anunnaki with the another $20 Rumble chat. He says, fuck. Why you doing me like that, Hood? Where is the gun? I got to shoot myself. This whole Mad Max scene is giving my brain cells a disturbing behavior already. My apologies, brother. My apologies. Had to be done. Had to be done. I don't know how much more Mad Max clips we got for you. But we got it. We got to play it. We have to get through it.
We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
And shout out to Anunnaki supporting the show, man. Listen, bro. You know the black woman is God. You're going to have to learn to accept that.
A lot of people seem to not understand me.
Science proves that the black woman is God. We're not just saying that.
And the black and Latino woman, they manifested themselves out of dark matter energy. All right.
I believe the black woman is God.
Black woman, God. I don't believe God, no man. I believe God, a black woman.
The black woman is God.
But my number one subject matter is the black woman is God. That's first and foremost.
Black woman is God.
The black woman is still God.
You're God, black woman.
The black woman is God. She is the creator. She is the sustainer. She is the provider. She is the first teacher of the children. She is everything to the black race.
But don't get it wrong. I am still a white man's whore.
Elon Musk is unelected, unaccountable. He's a greedy billionaire, self-interested with foreign entanglements, and he should not be accessing the American people's private information and data. You know, he's got his hands, his grubby hands, on Mima and Granddad's Social Security information. No private citizen should be accessing Social Security information, Medicare payments, your tax refund. And that's why, you know, we have to match their energy. That's why, as a member of the Committee on Oversight and Reform, I was there in front of the Treasury building conducting some real-time oversight.
I feel like when the evil empire finally reveals itself, she's gonna be like number 2, number 3. They need a strong black woman somewhere in the evil global homo empire, and it's got to be her. If I was gonna make a movie with like a black female villain, it would be her. She dresses like a sci-fi villain. She looks like a sci-fi villain.
We are a co-equal branch of government in Congress. On the Oversight Committee, it's our job to hold federal agencies and the government accountable where there is corruption, where there is abuse, where there is fraud. And what we are experiencing is a power grab. It is a constitutional crisis. It means wholesale harm for everyone who calls this country home. So we have to litigate.
That's what she looks like. What if one of your balls was a girl, bro? That's exactly what she looks like. What if, like, just can you imagine? Here I am talking about my hairy balls again. But can you imagine if one of your balls was a girl? Like, bro, she looks like she is a female testicle. What is wrong with me? Nobody knows, Carmen. Nobody knows. My mom's had me tested so many times. Nobody knows. But that's exactly what she looks like. What if one of your balls was just a 40-year-old black woman? Just, hairless, shave them. You got to groom. Grooming is key. But like she's like a female. She's just a testicle. A shaved testicle. Just with like red makeup on and shit. Some people have piercings down there.
We have to legislate. We have to agitate. We have to organize peacefully in these streets. So they're going to see us in the courts, in Congress, and in these streets. And I just hope, I don't even feel like I can call it a Republican Party anymore, Ali, because it's really operating much more like a cult of cowards. If there are any Republicans that will center the American people and join us in supporting our legislation that we've introduced, our leader, Hakeem Jeffries, the Taxpayer Data Protection Act, to protect people's data. You know, they're not centering the American people. And I'm sure Trump's fragile ego had a problem with Elon Musk on the front cover of Time magazine there. But he's operating as a co-president, and he was elected by no one.
They're going to spend the next 4 years writing laws against Trump's laws. That's the only thing they're going to do is try to pass laws to stop Trump. And shout out to the laughing dog with the $5 Rumble chat. He says, Mr. Conservative, this is so spun out. Could we even accelerate it if we wanted to? I feel like if we put them in a dump truck to the nitro plant and hit the gas, yeah, bro, this is the best time. Ever since Trump came onto the scene, what's it been, 8 years ago now? I mean, honestly, you know, the first Trump presidency was great. And then we had that 4 years of chaos and darkness. It was like the Dark Ages, but gay. And now we're having like a renaissance. I guess it's like when Spain kicked out the Muslims or whatever. We're finally getting our licks back. And the shit's looking good, man. Shit's looking good.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Shout out to Laughing Dog with the $5 Rumble chat. And this is this the Midwest request? This is GG Ben. GG Ben with the $20 Rumble chat. He says, when we get through the rest of the departments, exposing them for not giving you what you asked for them. I'm sorry, when we get through with the rest of the departments, exposing them for not giving you what you asked them for when they had the money, I'm not going to be tired of winning. Trump lied to me with that one. Nah, I think that was just hyperbole. Do you really get tired of winning? We were just, it was just imagining an amount of winning that was so impossible. It would literally wear you out. But could you really get tired of winning? Nah, I don't think so. Smash that like button for me, y'all. We're not done yet. We are not done yet.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
One of you guys in the chat earlier, you asked to see Jasmine Crockett without all of her makeup and whatnot.
Candidate for state rep in House District 100.
This is before she got that government check. Yeah. This is Jasmine Crockett before the federal USAID money came rolling in. Now, I will say, you know, the USAID money, it does make a bitch look prettier. It does make a bitch look a little cuter. It took millions and millions of dollars to go from 4 to 6.5, but God damn it, that's just how much it cost. It took millions and millions of dollars to go from 4 to 6.5.
Hey, it's Attorney Jasmine Crockett, your candidate for state rep in House District 100, and I've got a really important message. Really important message. And it's not just that election day is going to be July 14th, where I'm going to be on your ballot and I should be your choice for state rep in House District 100, but also that the last day to register, if you've not registered just yet, is going to be June 15th, and that is Monday. So please make sure you get your voter registration in. We want to make sure that your voice is heard. We absolutely want to make sure that you participate in this runoff election. If you live in House District 100, which is South Dallas, portions of West Dallas, East Dallas, a portion of Mesquite, then please call us and we'll make sure that you get registered. You can call us or you can DM us. Thank you so much. And don't forget, make sure you get registered. Hey, it's Attorney.
Yeah. Drink it in. Drink it in. Yeah. Hey, man. You kind of hard on the 4. You kind of just because you sober, bro. Don't be rough on the 4s just because you sober, bro. Go have a beer or something. Go have a beer and come back when you're ready to negotiate. All right. Motherfuckers want to play hardball and shit with the 4s now. And then shout out to the Midwest request with the another $20 Rumble chat. He says to everyone talking shit, Hood, drop a 40 ball on these hoes. Had to do this in 2 takes. I got you, the Midwest request. I got you. Queued up, ready to go. 40 ball on them hoes. Trump style.
40 ball. 40 ball. Baby, what you finna do?
Trump got these bitches back in the 40 ball lane. 40 balls are popping again. Shout out to President Trump. 40 balls are popping again. The new price is not like the old price.
Do for this 40 ball. What you finna do for this 40 ball? Bitch. What you tryna do for this 40 ball? 40 ball. Tell me what you gonna do for the 40 ball. 40 ball.
Tell Trump what you gonna do for the 40 ball, shorty.
40 ball. Baby, what you
all of
tryna
y'all.
do
He got
for
40
this
balls for all of y'all. I
Baby,
know
what
it's
you
rough
tryna
out
do
there.
For this 40 ball. I got drinks, I got weed, bitch, I got it all. I'ma hit you up at 3 when I'm getting off. You ain't heard about me, bitch, I'm getting off. I don't need no little bitch acting too pretty. I'm trying to see you act a fool for these 220s. I'm trying to see that ass fat and them 2 titties. I ain't the nigga that be always spending 250. Nope.
Shout out to the Midwest request. 40 balls going strong. You know, speaking of 40 balls, I guess that is a good introduction to the next thing I want to bring up. Because the ultimate 40 ball play has been launched, and we got to talk about this. We have to talk. This is the ultimate 40 ball maneuver right here. This is the 40 ball to end all 40 balls. Yeah, the reparations bill.
To inherit the privilege of carrying this bill forward.
Are you crying? Bitch, are you crying? As soon as I start out, this bitch is crying. Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Historic legislation for everyone for braving the inclement weather as we gather to take an essential step forward in the long and ongoing fight for justice, accountability, and healing for Black America. Today, I'm deeply honored to reintroduce H.R. 40, historic legislation to establish a federal commission to examine the lasting legacy of slavery, to develop reparations proposals for descendants of enslaved Africans. It is an honor to inherit the privilege of carrying this bill forward. Amen. From Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. In my last correspondence with her, she said, keep working on our priorities and never give up. She was the previous House sponsor of H.R. 40 and a true giant in the movement for reparative justice. We are grateful for her leadership. We are grateful for her example and her voice. May she rest in peace and power. And we are grateful to be joined here today by her daughter, former Congresswoman Erica Lee Carter, who today, when I thanked her for braving the elements to journey here, said true justice is never convenient. I want to acknowledge some of our partners in good trouble in this fight. Senator Cory Booker, our co-lead in the Senate, Chairwoman Yvette Clarke of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, Congresswoman Latifah Simon, Congresswoman Summer Lee, and the more than 70 members of Congress who have signed on to co-sponsor the legislation that was first introduced. And I want to make this point because it is Black History Month. And while there are those that are working actively, either to erase our history or to whitewash it, that I'm here in this moment to pick up the mantle of this historic legislation that has been championed by John Conyers, Congressman John.
This is the best they got right now. The black vote is actually pretty fractured. But for several reasons, you know, the DEI thing kind of splits the black vote a little bit because men don't really DEI unless you suck dick, and, you know, it splits the vote. The gender war stuff, just, you know, politics in general is trending against men. And so right now, the black vote, the only thing holding the black vote together are like these black fantastical ideas like reparations and whatnot. And good luck.
John Conyers, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. That was introduced more than 30 years ago when Congressman John Conyers was a co-founder of a Congressional Black Caucus. We're at a critical inflection point in America, and the moment cannot be more urgent. With Black history under attack and white supremacy emboldened, there is no better time to introduce this bill than during Black History Month, a time when we reflect on our history, our struggle, and our collective power. And I'll say, it is also not only about Black history, but it is about Black futures. More than 4 centuries ago, Africans were kidnapped, trafficked, and enslaved, forced to build this country under horrific brutality, an economy which we still benefit from today. Rice, sugar, tobacco, cotton. And even after the Civil War, emancipation, the 13th Amendment, the legacy of slavery endured in other forms, codified in law to deny Black Americans.
I swear, black people remind you that you was a slave more than a white man. The white man really trying to forget about slavery. He like, yeah, that shit was crazy, man. We ain't gonna do that no more. Black people, they like, I'll never forget.
Americans' freedom, opportunity, and dignity. And that's what brings us here today. This brutality, these injustices, these horrors were not things just happened within the culture by osmosis. They were legislated. Today, with Donald Trump and Republicans waging their coordinated and at times unlawful assault on Black folks and Black history, we will not allow that history to be erased. We will not allow it to be whitewashed. HR 40 is a powerful reminder of the work that remains and offers us a pathway toward truth.
Yo, she need a supervillain name. Cause she gives me supervillain energy. Every time I look at her, everything she wears, she look like a supervillain. Like she got minions and shit. Only bitch in the world that got minions.
Reconciliation and accountability. To be clear, this bill is not a symbolic gesture, but rather a meaningful step toward repairing the deep structural injustices that continue to harm Black
sounds a
communities
little...
today. The racial wealth gap in America is not an accident.
I don't know.
In Boston,
It might
my home city, the Federal Reserve counts Black
It's
wealth
wild.
at just $8, compared to the wealth of white households at $247,500. Nationwide, the racial wealth gap is over 10 trillion. That's trillion with a T. This shameful reality is the direct result of generations of precise, intentional policy harm codified into our laws and budgets. And it is specifically the result of slavery and the anti-Black society that followed. From Jim Crow to redlining to mass incarceration, our government, through policies and budgets, has perpetuated and entrenched these harms for generations. The disparities that we see in health outcomes, housing, education, wealth, and more are by design. Today, our government has a moral and legal obligation to right those wrongs, and reparations are a necessary step towards achieving justice. Now, here's what the bill would do. HR 40 creates a federal commission, an expert body charged with investigating the enduring impacts of slavery and its aftermath, and developing concrete proposals for reparations. This is a pragmatic policy that is...
Another study bill. Another study bill. Bro, we've been studying slavery. Oh my God. Ever since niggas got kicked off the plantation, they've been studying slavery. Oh my God. I'm over this shit. This bitch really studying slavery. You ain't studied enough. Oh man, you I can't believe this. You ain't studied enough. Let me skip ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I am former Congresswoman Erica Lee Carter of the 18th Congressional District of Texas, and I'm the surviving daughter of the phenomenal Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. May we forever say her name. It has been said that the time for justice is always...
This is Sheila Jackson Lee Jr. right here. Yeah, these bitches they've been going so strong, they got their own juniors now. You know, you remember back in the day, a dude would die and his son would take over the business. Black women, they took that whole thing over. Now it's, you know, they trying to have legacies and shit. Sheila Jackson Lee Jr., y'all.
voice right now. It is my honor to stand here with a warrior for justice, dedicated leader, and prominent legislator as we pass the torch to the Honorable Ayanna Pressley as she takes up the righteous fight for H.R. 40. This fight against injustice is personal to her and me. H.R. 40 is long overdue and even more necessary under this administration as hate is fomented, discrimination is promoted, and code words are used to bring out the worst in our fellow Americans. H.R. 40, first filed by the Honorable John Conyers, who understood that from our nation's very founding, the enslaved of African descent were shut out and disparity was written into our Constitution. Since 1995, my mother, the Honorable Sheila Jackson Lee, worked closely with Congressman Conyers through her service on the Judiciary Committee and the Congressional Black Caucus. Over those years, they traversed this country to connect with advocates, activists, scholars, congressional colleagues, staff, neighbors, and friends to spread the word that H.R. 40 and dismantle rumors that it was just a check or a useless exercise. They and we know that we are nothing without a record and official documentation. You cannot right wrongs without an accurate record of those wrongs. This is what America needs. This commission is like filing a claim. H.R. 40 asks America to look under her hood and identify what has been wrong for hundreds of years and determine if there are ways to repair. H.R. 40 was a passion project for my mother, and in the 117th Congress and her judiciary hearing, she shared these words. For hidden in the corners of this nation are those of African American heritage, the descendants of enslaved Africans who have felt the sting of disparities. They continue to feel that sting. Now more than ever, the facts and circumstances facing our...
I'm sorry, this is so lame. I almost don't even want the free money, honestly. If I gotta listen to these bitches talk on and on and on, you can keep the white man's money. I'm gonna go get a job. I'm gonna go get on welfare or something. I'm good. I am so good. I don't even think I want the man's money no more.
You with wonderful remarks, and thank you, Congresswoman Presley, for inviting me here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always taken a moment, and now it's taking a movement, and a movement can move us forward. So first of all, let me say to you, happy Black History Month. You know, from school boards to the White House.
Bro, they got no power. That's a good point, SKC. He says no House or Senate, but they putting up these type of bills. DOA. Absolutely DOA. Who was going to vote for this? You wasn't going to get this passed. You really know you need like 1 million stars to line up to actually get reparations passed on a federal level. California, the wokest, gayest, most progressive state in the union, just did an entire head fake. They pump faked the shit out of you guys on reparations. So you know it's not happening on a federal level. Reparations is the best. It's the infinite carrot on the stick. That's all it is. It's a carrot on a stick. And you know, these donkeys keep chasing the carrot. I wish it was different, but it's not. Hey, shout out to True Hype with the $5 Rumble chat. He says, therein lies the grift. You do the studies to get your people paid and then say we need more studies to keep kicking the can to make it appear like you're doing something, anything. Yeah. Yeah. I've had some personal experience working with like government sponsored programs and whatnot. And I realized once I got a good look at how it goes, it's like, oh, you just basically get to like essentially write a proposal, as they call it, but you ask for money and they give you money. And, you know, you do kind of what you're supposed to do, but you make sure you pay yourself well on the way. Doesn't matter if all the kids in your after school program get pregnant or go to jail or run away from home. Write another proposal, tell them how you need, you know, more money because the kids are really, really struggling.
House. Trump and his lackeys are on a mission to erase the contributions of Black Americans, including the unpaid Black labor upon which our country was built. We won't allow this history to be erased because when Black history is erased, when the value of the contributions of Black Americans is dismissed, it's that much easier to dismiss the value of Black lives. Black excellence scares Donald Trump. It scares Stephen Miller, and it scares Elon Musk. Because
what is this Black excellence I keep hearing so much about, and how come it requires so much of the white man's money? Can Black people be excellent without free money from the white man? You know, I'm afraid that you might actually try to answer that question. It was a rhetorical question. You know, you guys in the chat, don't go getting all literal on me. But what is this black excellence I keep hearing so much about?
Because you know what? Deep down, they recognize their own mediocrity. And so they're doing everything they can to entrench the racial wealth gap. They refuse to recognize that when Black America succeeds, we all succeed. When those on the bottom of the rungs of the economic ladder can climb, then the entire nation rises with them. So I'm grateful to my little sister, Ayanna, for picking up this legislation from the late, great Sheila Jackson Lee. This is Representative Lee's legacy, and we represent her legacy. She carries on, and Ayanna carries on that legacy at a time when bravery and commitment to justice are needed now more than ever. And so I am so honored to stand here in support of this legislation and this opportunity. And now I'd like to turn it over to Representative Summer Lee for her remarks.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, of course, to Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley for carrying on this legacy. And
so, like, all the Black women in Congress really got together and said, now is the time to ask the white man for an infinite amount of money.
Of course, to the late Sheila Jackson Lee, who carried this with pride for so long, for her efforts, to the advocates of this movement here and outside. Happy Black History Month. Happy Black Futures Month in an era, of course, where Black history is attempted to be erased, obstructed, or whitewashed. The America we know today was built on the brutal enslavement and trafficking of stolen Africans forced to build this country on their literal backs. Despite, however, what Trump and his anti-diversity, anti-equity, anti-inclusion cronies want you to believe, this is American history. Its impact is the American status quo. It's unjust and it is wrong. No matter what anybody says, the history of America is the history of America. And acknowledging that history is not a threat to the present would argue that ignoring that history, however, is a threat to our future. No matter how many attempts they make to whitewash this history, the blood of our enslaved Africans ancestors can't be erased from this land. We must acknowledge that. We must acknowledge that the systemic racism that has denied Black folks the ability to thrive and to survive in this.
How many of you guys were with us on Rumble the other day where we watched the African revolutions play out? Imagine going through all that because she said so. It's wild, right?
Nation to this very day. We see it and we feel it every day because the barriers put up in place by our own government, because of redlining, because of predatory lending, because of inequitable funding schemes for our schools are very real. Our government, no matter who is in power, has an obligation to right these wrongs, to provide reparations for descendants of enslaved Africans, to eliminate the racial wealth gap, to uplift the Black community. White supremacy is rampant in this country. Just look at the current administration and our own legislative body. They have contributed to the social and economic harms, to racial terror Black folks have experienced in this country. Now, more than ever, we must acknowledge and repair those harms. HR 40 is one tool that brings us closer to righting those wrongs. And if we're truly going to address the racial and economic injustices rooted in this country, we must start here. I urge my colleagues, not just here, but throughout this body, to pass, to support HR 40, to support and pass reparations. Thank you all so much.
So, yeah. This is obviously the best they can do. They need to, like, take a moment to regroup. They should take a knee. The whole Democrat Party should just take a knee. Like, nobody do anything for like a week. Just take a knee, just sit quietly, contemplate, and come back with something better. Because this is not it. Whatever you guys thought was good, this is not good. And so I'm just saying that these guys need to maybe regroup a little bit. They got to come back with a new strategy because this shit they doing right now ain't helping. And, you know, speaking of regrouping, I think now we're going to have a little musical interlude just to mix it up a little bit.
No woman, no drive. No woman, no drive. No woman, no drive. No woman, no drive. Say, I remember when you used to sit in the family car, the back seat. Over me, so safe and well, so you can make lots and lots of babies. Good friends we've had and good friends we've lost on the highway. In this bright future, you can't forget your past. So put your car key away. No woman, no drive. No woman, no drive. Hey, little sister, don't touch that wheel. No woman, no drive.
We're in the middle of a hostile government takeover. I wanna talk about it, but I've been late for work. And if you're saying, wait a minute, who we have to stop this? You have one, but you didn't want that lady in office. Hostile government takeover. Hostile government. We're a part of a Nigerian prince. Damn, surprise, surprise, ended up being a white man. Oh, I just want to know what the hell do I do? I drink. And if you're saying, wait a minute, who we have to stop this? We have one, but you didn't want that lady in the office. Hostile government. Take over. Hostile government. Take over.
Peace, y'all. It's man Brandon Scott. Just a reminder, Monday the 17th at 12 o'clock, Baltimore's Black History Parade. Please show up, be proud, and celebrate Black history in Baltimore.
I'm putting it at least a 60% chance somebody gets shot. 40% chance somebody's actually killed. But I do think this will be a deadly event. Somebody will be shot at Baltimore's Black History Parade. Shout out to the Midwest Request with the $1 Rumble chat. He says, Sheila was notorious for being an asshole to her own staff, and they will try and continue her legacy with no U.S. aid monies. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And another $1 Rumble chat from the Midwest Request. He says, no, fuck that hood. Let them crash out, hood. Hey, man, this is a marvelous crash out. They've been crashing out hard. And I've been kind of just collecting the evidence. And you said an 80% chance of pregnancy. That's wild. I've just been collecting the evidence of the crash out. And, you know, it's been a lot. It's been a lot to watch, man. It's been fun, though. It's been funny as hell. They are all so angry, though. Like, you never lost an election before, bro. Why are you guys so just retardedly angry?
targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
They've loved their country. They've highly favored their faith. They believed in an America that was for all people. They get up every morning. They put on their clothes and they come to buildings like this all over the country to do a simple, nonpartisan job, and that is to serve the people of America with the best service they can provide. Yes, they work hard. Yes, they play by the rules. Yes, they love their country. Yes, they cherish their faith. And yes, they want a fair shot. What we're seeing coming out of Washington is anything but that. Every time you hear DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, you just remember it is the Department of Government Evil. Over. They've loved their country. They've highly favored their faith. They believed in an America that was for all people. They get up every morning.
I do believe that fear is truly warranted in the sense that people of color are just going to be rounded up. I mean, we've
They're coming for us, y'all. You heard Jasmine. We're just gonna get rounded
This makes
up.
Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
I do believe that fear is truly warranted in the sense that people of color are just going to be rounded up. I mean, we've lived it, especially as Black folk in this country, right? Like, it's the racial profiling. And so whether you're a US citizen, whether you are here as a DACA recipient, whether you are undocumented, whether you are naturalized, whatever your situation is, I think that if you can be mistaken for being a brown person, that you should be concerned, because there is nothing that is tatted on anybody's head that says I'm undocumented or I'm a citizen, right? And I do believe that fear.
Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress. But they are not serious. Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a...
This is my favorite look for her. I feel like when she finally announces her plans to take over the world, this is the look right here. Because this says, like, you know, neo-fascist Black female dictator. This is the look. I like this look for her. Meteor Man. She looks like the bad guy from Meteor Man. I'm telling you, she is the supervillain. We need her. We need her to actually rise up and lead the movement. You guys got all your faith in Jasmine Crockett because, you know, she got the weave and the lashes and all. Look how powerful she is without the weave and the lashes. It's just clean, smooth testicle. Like, she's just raw, unleashed ball power, bro. Come on. She is the leader of the movement. You guys are going with Jasmine Crockett and shit. Like, nah, it's her, bro. She is the leader. She's like Amanda Waller. I'm telling you, she is capable of unspeakable evils. I just know it.
from the DHS regarding the 15-9. Fox News alert moments ago, we received this together. We received a statement from the DHS regarding the $59 million sent from FEMA to New York City migrants last week. Quote, 4 employees being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally making the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City. We have not.
Hey, guys, this is what we're about to do. This is what we're going to do. If you haven't done so already, now is basically your final opportunity. We're packing this thing up. We're hitting the road, guys. We're taking this thing over to Rumble exclusive. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and then we're going to take the panel over to Rumble. I'm actually going to put the link in the chat right now and get this whole thing set up, and then we are moving over to Rumble in uno momento. If you guys wanted a panel, you didn't even have to ask. It's happening. Appreciate you guys coming through, man. It's not over yet.
Not announced it yet, so you have. So we have it first. There's going to be firings. The names are going to be out, and let's bring in New York Congressman Mike Lower. Congressman, your thought about that move?
Well, it's long overdue, frankly. These funds have been misappropriated going back to the Biden administration. And New York City, a sanctuary city, has been wasting billions of dollars of taxpayer money, billions with a B, to provide free housing, clothing, food, education, and health care to illegal immigrants, including criminal aliens that are here illegally. And so, you know, I applaud, frankly, DHS for taking action to stop these payments under President Trump's leadership, because we have incentivized cities like New York and states like New York, a sanctuary state, to allow this to continue, and it has to stop.
Look, it cost New York, and it's a little selfish of us, billions of dollars because the water was wide open.
For years, we've just been watching dollar after dollar get spent, basically get taken from us and given to illegal immigrants. And now that we have people who are coming in, finally not only stopping the illegal immigrants, the border is damn near closed. The border is locked up. They got concertina wire down there. They got sharks with freaking lasers on them. They got everything down there at the border. It's locked up. Mexico is trying to, like, they're reluctantly cooperating. Everything's going well because now we finally got somebody who's actually doing the right thing. And no, you're mad because somebody's finally doing the right thing.
I now recognize the gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Crockett, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, madam.
And right about now, I guess, is the perfect time for me to end this. So if you guys haven't done so already, we are going exclusive to Rumble. I put the link in the chat. I'm putting the Rumble link in the chat one last time. Shout out to everybody listening on YouTube. Appreciate you guys hanging in there. We are closing this house down. We are going Rumble exclusive right now. Hit those links in the chat if you want to continue the show. It is done over here.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.